Welcome to the Dreamlands. We are back in the deserts of Kharak, and I am going to start with this video casting the recent Artifact Cup number 43. That cup was absolutely stacked, man. I got the replay pack from Sinistro, and holy crap, you guys are going to be absolutely stoked on this tournament. It had like so many good players. So I basically went through the replays and grabbed a handful of choice replays because the Artifact Cup nowadays are Swiss format. Everybody fights everybody. There's no real like round one, round two elimination type thing. So we can just go in any order that we want because whoever wins this tournament is the player that wins most of the matchups. So we are going to start things off here with an absolute monstrosity of a game. By the loading screen, I shouldn't have to tell anybody how awesome this game is going to be. We have got the two top players of all time in Deserts of Kharak, the good old grudge match, Agame versus Descara. We are going to be on the shallows, so let's kick things off here. We'll get our bearings. This is basically southwest. So spawning on the southwest side, playing as the coalition, it is blue on blue. It is going to be Descara. Looks like he's going to be opening support cruiser first, as he is wont to do, and especially on this map. His opponent spawning on the northeast side, it is going to be none other than Agame ANX. Both of these players, the absolute top tier Deserts of Kharak players, the champions, facing off on the shallows. Agame playing as the Knef this time around, which should be pretty damn interesting. Coalition versus Knef is one of my absolute favorite matchups. I just love it, and Knef are a little bit stronger than Galcian in my opinion in the early game. So good choice by Agame. We'll see what's going down. Still, I didn't get the replay mod. I know, geez, I keep forgetting, so I do apologize for that. So we will be watching from Descara's point of view, and we'll just keep our eyes on Agame and see what's up. So Descara predictably support cruiser first, saturated his main, looking to saturate his first wreck bulkhead, and this is interesting, he's going LAV into railgun, which is not the standard Descara build at all. On the opposite side of the map, we've got Agame long hauling from both wreck bulkheads and fully saturating his main, sending his support cruiser out into the middle of the map and streaming out some sand skimmers onto the field. Some pretty heavy early aggression from Agame. Currently outnumbering Descara quite a bit, but not really committing to anything, just doing a little bit of a poke here, seeing what is up and preventing Descara from pushing too hard into mid. Looks like Descara did recycle his base runner, as did Agame. Very interesting. So Agame doing a build, by the looks of it, that is pretty unusual for this map. The shallows tends to favor macro openers. Ooh, is he going to pick off this? Yes, he does. Some beautiful micro. Look at this dance going back and forth. 2 LAVs for 0. Even a blast drone mixed in here, by the looks of it. Or is that just a damaged sand skimmer? Pardon me, a damaged sand skimmer. What is going on here? AAV fabrication coming on the back of this single railgun. 3 LAVs trying to hold the aggression from Agame. As I was saying before, a pretty unusual build for the shallows. This map really favors macro build orders, and it's pretty interesting to see Agame break away from the standard map meta and do something unexpected. Look at this crazy micro. Still hasn't lost a sand skimmer. I don't believe he has. Let's bring up the units lost tab. 0 units lost for Agame. He was able to eke out a small advantage in the early game with two LAVs popped off from Descara. Slowing down his mining even a little bit by forcing him to bring his carrier up and try and defend against these higher numbers of skimmers. Do we have any upgrades? No upgrades on the LAVs. We do have a single armor upgrade on the skimmers. Now pumping out some railguns. 1 heavy railgun onto the field. Nice scouting going on with the probe from Descara. There are few things I enjoy watching as much as the LAV skimmer dance between 2 very skilled players. It is just such an absolutely beautiful sight. Do we have another support cruiser on the field? Doesn't look like it.
Armored assault online.
Descara is going to begin saturating his second wreck bulkhead and start long-hauling resources. Meanwhile, back on Agame's side of the field, it looks like he does have a second production cruiser on the field. And if he doesn't have refinery mode, he will shortly, because they are in position at both wreck bulkheads. So some very nice early aggression, transitioning into a full 3-base economy. And Descara not lagging too far behind. He does have a single AAV on the field. No armor upgrades just yet. We have armor upgrades. We do not. Oh, these are assault railguns. Very nice positioning on the heavy railgun. This is something you want to do all the time on this map. Very, very nice. These little positions here are pretty much built for railguns. Give you that nice high ground advantage and an open field of fire onto pretty much this entire section of the map. A couple of assault railguns and these same 6 skimmers from the beginning of the game. Third assault railgun joins the fray, and it looks like Agame might be looking to do a push here pretty shortly. 2 heavy railguns, 3 assault railguns, and 6 skimmers versus 6 LAVs, a single railgun and AAV. Neither player making a play for any of the artifacts, which is pretty shocking, and Agame even getting greedy and starting to long haul from this 4th wreck bulkhead, which you rarely see in games. In fact, whenever I play this map, I even forget that this is here because it's such an unusual feature of this map, which is a stupid thing for me to do, but that's just the truth. Finally, second support cruiser on the field for Descara. Both players showing their opponent the utmost of respect. Neither player really wants to commit, knowing the skill of their opponent could bleed them out if they overcommit even by a millimeter. Do we have... Wow, this is very unusual play from Descara. He really likes his mass strike fighter play. He's kind of known for it. And we are seeing something very, very different. So this pleases me quite a bit. We do not have any strike fighter and gunship fabrication even yet. Just streaming out railguns and AAVs onto the map. We don't have any armor upgrades even. I like this. We've got an AAV coming around the west side of the map, gonna drive these salvagers off, slow down a tiny bit of the economy from Agame, and it looks like some skirmishing going down on the west side of mid here. These LAVs do not want to engage this though. Oh man, and that railgun just gets popped instantly. Beautiful composition, beautiful positioning here from Agame's forces, screening his heavy railguns with these skimmers and bringing around his assault railguns to deal with these AAVs, which are currently harassing his salvagers here. These AAVs are toast. The smoke was just a little bit too late there from Descara. Both AAVs get focused and popped down. Looks like we've got some armor upgrades here finally for the railguns from Agame. Ooh, is this a misclick or is this... Okay, so he was popping down the turret. Nice play from Descara, but I don't think that is going to do too much damage before it's taken out. It's able to pop a single assault railgun. Will it get the second one? No, the answer is no. So a single assault railgun goes down. Descara dunks the first artifact of the game and forfeits his base runner to do so. So Descara bring it up to 1-0, losing a base runner and a turret and 2 AAVs for his trouble. So that was a pretty damn costly maneuver. Was it worth it? Economically, no, it wasn't, but that could change as the game progresses. Every artifact does have value above and beyond the economic investment to capture it. And that value increases the more artifacts you get, of course. So, second base runner hits the field for Descara. Does he have the inventory? He does not, and no higher tech yet. Staying on railguns, LAVs, and AAVs for the time being. Meanwhile, the time that Agame has been mining here, he does have a third production cruiser on the field, so 3 production cruisers still long hauling from the 4th mining location and bringing his carrier out to mid. He does have a little bit of power, 1 into mobility systems, 2 into missiles, and a pretty fearsome army, so Descara hasn't really been able to do any damage whatsoever to Agame's forces. So he is lagging a little bit behind in terms of economy as well as in terms of military units. Agame with a pretty terrifying army here, picking up that high ground spot with his assault railguns, keeping his blob of heavy railguns covered with these 2 missile ships and these same six skimmers, I would suspect. I don't think he's lost any just yet. Let's check the units lost tab. I might have missed something. So he did lose 2 units. I know one of them was that assault railgun at the top, and one that I missed. Agame looking to close the gap here in terms of artifacts, and Descara also looking to close the gap in terms of military units. Look at this man's army, holy Christ. 11 railguns, couple of armored assault vehicles covering up the rear, and a little bit of skirmishing coming out from these LAVs. We do have an armor upgrade on the railguns. Look at this positioning coming out of both of these players. This is like a brutal hammer, all of these railguns here, so this is not something you want to push into. This is basically locking down this entire approach here, so Agame cannot come up here, but at the same time, Agame's forces are split a little bit better, covering a little bit more of the map, and still long-hauling resources unopposed from this side of the map. Descara picking up a second artifact, looking to dunk that. We're sitting at 1-1. Descara stops to put a turret down, but this turret is pretty damn close to these units, and a couple of blasts from assault railguns is going to clean that up. Yeah, I think that turret was placed a little bit too close. Unfortunately, if it was back here, he would have been able to hide his base runner as well as all of these LAVs behind it. Currently, he's bleeding out forces. That's 500 CUs on 2 turrets that only killed a single assault railgun. So, again, not really a good trade in my opinion. And this is a beautiful spot for the assault railguns. These LAVs are going to be impotent in the face of this high ground position. Nothing really they can do. What's going on the other side? So Descara looks to try and push the left side while Agame pushes the right side. Jesus Christ, we have a nuke already? Oh, the cruise missile. Oh my god. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful cruise missile. Agame is definitely feeling that one. Meanwhile, the hammer blow of a fully powered up coalition carrier. So interesting build. I see what he was doing now, staying on AAV and railgun and just pumping all of his resources into a super carrier build. Ooh, that might have swung the battle drastically. Agame lost the majority of his forces there, and on the back of that, Descara is going to cause a full retreat from this west side of the map, clearing out all the forces on the east side, allowing him to move his carrier up here and block the approach for his base runner. A beautiful, beautiful play from Descara. I feel like he was definitely on the back foot there, and that single cruise missile and this one push just changed things so drastically on the battlefield. That was amazing. Shutting down this location finally. What is Agame gonna do? This is gonna be a railgun war to end all railgun wars here. Descara does have to be careful though. We do have 4 power and missiles, and that is a major, major threat even to a fully powered carrier. This thing can die in the blink of an eye to a powered up Knef missile system, especially as it's already eating railgun fire. Nice smoke though to cover from the railguns and dodging those missiles for the most part. Not able to close the deal, but able to keep Agame. Oh boy. Never mind. Able to keep Agame from pushing the left side of the map, but he just doesn't care about that. He is coming across with mass assault railguns. Check this out. 10 assault railguns going to clean up this base runner almost instantly and force a full retreat off of this mining location from Descara. Beautiful play. Force Descara out of position there, give himself some breathing room while he masses up more and more railguns. Are we gonna have siege cruisers? That would be pretty cool. I always feel like it's super weird if a Knef player doesn't build siege cruisers. That's just my own little thing. This game is tied up at 2-2, so at some point, I do apologize, I missed that. Agame was able to deliver a second artifact So we are still sitting at 2-2. There's no way either player can break the other player at this point. Descara does have the cruise missile off of cooldown, and he is pushing forward with his carrier. These two, those two AAVs are just going to eat shit instantly. Fucking die like in the blink of an eye. Oh yeah, there's the assault cruisers, but oh, is Agame going to spot it and focus them down? He should. Oh, don't focus the base runner, focus, there we go. Couple of missiles and a few volleys from these assault railguns. This artillery cruiser's toast. There's the cruise missile. What a game this has been. Oh, Jesus Christ. I got so excited that I just freaked out on the camera. I do apologize for that. But Descara is bleeding out heavily, but that money cruise missile again. Jeez, A-Game's carrier is fucked right now. What is going on? This game is absolutely nuts. I knew it was going to be a good one. These two players, they haven't been playing nearly as much as they normally do, but as you can see, they are certainly not off of their game whatsoever. Even spread of power into armor, weapons, and weapon range on the carrier, as well as a support cruiser supporting. Beautiful play by Descara. Even this artillery cruiser just pouring fire. Now we're starting to see a bit more standard Descara build. Super carrier with the artillery cruisers late game. Super dangerous. Really, really difficult to deal with. Slowly whittling down A-Game's forces, but he is nowhere near out of the game yet. Look at all of these railguns. Even an honor guard cruiser on the field now. Oh yeah. The single honor guard cruiser is pretty much preventing all of these forces from pushing up anywhere through this side of the map or through that side of the map. He can just pop himself over top of this dune here and have a full line of sight there. Ooh, A-Game on the back of that, able to deliver a third artifact, so taking it up 3-2. What a game, holy Christ, this is amazing. Descara's main is already mined out, so it looks like he's going to want to get this location up and running. A-Game does have his sand skimmer there to keep tabs on Descara's economy. He knows he's ahead, even if just by a little bit. His main isn't mined out quite yet, so he does have to respect the power of this carrier, though, backed up as it is by artillery especially. Looks like Descara is about to tie it up for a 3-3 even, and grab this middle artifact. This is a ballsy move with all of these assault railguns here. I would be very shocked if this actually made it through. A-Game is going to spot it, and he is going to pop this thing in seconds from all of these assault railguns, even heavy railguns pouring their fire in. Was that a good idea, though? Because now they're eating railgun shots from these railguns here and being forced back by artillery. Looks like we are gearing up for a really, really nice engagement here. I want to watch this in cinematic mode because, oh, Descara eating 5 missiles on the carrier. That's how you use the Knef carrier. Blast from halfway across the map. This honor guard cruiser is making a big, big impact. Look at that. A-Game takes the railgun wars pretty damn decisively. Descara unable to face A-Game in a direct fight because of this honor guard backed up as it is by heavy railguns and this massive assault railguns. Knef carrier still lobbing its missiles all the way across the map. This is a good move. Target those artillery cruisers. They're super fragile, and if you can pop them off with missiles, oh god, those missile hits. Descara needs to not bunch up his units here. Oh, if this honor guard cruiser could get a shot off right here, a couple more Knef missiles, this entire army would absolutely toast. There's the strike fighters. Descara does get some strike fighters into the air. Oh, and they're just going to absolutely savage those assault railguns, but not before they get blasted out of the air. There are a couple of missile ships. Ooh, the cruise missile, where's it going? Right onto A-Game's bulk of his forces. Oh, not bad, not bad. Not game-ending, but pretty nice hit. Carrier and the artillery just brutalizing A-Game's forces, pushing him back entirely. tied up at 3-3 in terms of artifacts. I don't know how the hell these artillery cruisers are still alive. They can die pretty damn quickly to Knef missile fire. And you can see where they're firing from on the map. Descara does have to be careful though. This Knef carrier can kill his carrier pretty quickly, and he is currently just eating a ton of missiles. Oh god, he's almost dead. Agame taking it up on the back of all of this fighting to a 4-3, taking the lead in terms of economy, and almost has Descara's carrier in the red here. Descara's carrier on the run. Strike fighters are not going to be too useful with this missile ship on the field, but Descara has proven that he does have the chops for the Strike Fighter Micro, finding a nice alley of approach. Agame should just keep targeting this. Oh, 5 power into armor. That's what you want to do. So he's got the regen and 100 armor on that carrier. That's going to negate a huge amount of the effectiveness from these Knef missiles. So Descara holding on, man. Does he have his cruise missile off of cooldown? Almost. Still not mining from this location, which I find to be very strange. Perhaps a mistake. I think he definitely needs to mine from that location. Opting instead to keep his support cruisers with his carrier, which isn't a bad idea. Basically, he's on full artillery, support cruiser, and super carrier, keeping all of these units alive. Just 3 AAVs covering and 1 railgun for a little bit of fire support. Oh god, Descara is grabbing his 4th artifact. If Agame can push him back long enough to grab this middle artifact in a minute here, he'll be able to take the game. Currently, I don't think he can break Descara. Descara has too much artillery, the potential for a cruise missile. Agame has to be super careful here. Oh, those Knef missiles. Oh! Oh, he's got quite a few strike fighters even now. What is this? 9 strike fighters and a cruise missile. We gotta watch for this cruise missile. It is coming up. I can feel it. Descara is just waiting for the perfect time. 3 barrages being launched in. Descara is charging. Is he going to close out the game right now? It looks like he is going to dunk this 4th artifact. Meanwhile, Agame is going for the 5th through mid. If Agame can grab this artifact, it is all over. Descara knows it. Needs to use the strike fighters if possible. He lost most of them though. He lost like 4 out of, did he have 9, 10? Anyway, he lost like 4 or more out of 9 or 10 strike fighters. Oh god, even Agame's able to shut down this artifact. Strike fighters are in the air. They are looking for an approach to the base runner. Oh, are they going to be able to take it down? Oh fuck, it's so close. Oh my god. I'm literally sitting on the edge of my chair right now casting this. Holy fuck, this is the best game I've seen in such a long time. These 2 players do not disappoint. Oh my god. Where's that cruise missile? He still has not launched it. He is running pretty low on resources, so I imagine he wants to just save 500 and keep that cruise missile in the bank for a time when it can literally swing the game. Agame and Descara both are holding onto an artifact, neither player able to push the other one enough to deliver it safely. Agame doing a pretty damn good job of using only a handful of units to block off the extraction zone. And, oh, Descara's got to be super careful here. Oh my god, he is in a very dangerous position right now, getting so many railgun fire. Those artillery barrages, though, are cleaning up the railguns big time. There is the cruise missile. I think it's wasted, actually, on very weak railguns. He's able to close out the deal but I don't think that was a very good cruise missile. No offense, Descara, but oh god, is Agame gonna deliver it? I think Agame's gonna take it. Unless Descara can close out the deal with those strike fighters, I don't think he can. He might even lose his carrier before Agame delivers the artifact. Oh my god, Agame just doing a desperation carrier push here. Eating so many missiles, he is almost dead. Oh my lord, this is so friggin' close. Oh, Descara goes down. So Agame takes the game 4-3 with a clutch carrier kill at the last instant. I think I have to be honest, that came down to that cruise missile being a whiff. Descara targeted it on railguns that were basically dead. So I don't know, if he would have used it earlier on the railguns, wiped them, and then used his artillery and carrier to push off Agame's carrier, could have swung it in a different way, I think. But what an insane game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Well played to both players. That was an utterly fantastic game. Congratulations to Agame for the win. Let me know if you guys liked that video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Smash that like if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet done so. And I will see you for the next video.